Hey homies, this video is going to be focused on the core muscles. So if you've taken some of my classes before, you might have heard me say that I like to work our core muscles not so that we have a flat belly or six-pack abs or look cute in a bikini. I like to work the core because it's what integrates our body. It's what integrates our limbs to our torso. It's what integrates our front half and our back half and our left half and our right half and our top half and our bottom half. So it's really important that if we want to move through space safely, that we're integrated in this area. So kind of let go of the superficial reasons for working your core and try to think of it from more of a practical side. And I don't know, to me, while at first that might seem less motivating, for me it seems more motivating because it kind of takes the pressure off of, you know, how we're supposed to look, or, you know, what's considered fit, or, you know, even what society says is, you know, beautiful. So when we feel integrated and connected in our center, physically, that will also manifest in our in our lives, in how we act and move in the world, right? When you're literally integrated with your center, with your core, with your truth, with who you are, with your morals, with your values, with all of those things, you move in a way that is beautiful. You move in a way, you talk in a way, you think in a way that is beautiful and that resonates and that is honest and pure. So that's why we're working our core in this video. So start on your back. Hug your knees into your chest and rock a little side to side. There's not going to be any a lot of warm-up or any warm-up in this video. So if you want to do your own, you know, a little bit of stretching or even another video real quick and then pop this one back on, you can do that. If you know your body and you know you can kind of jump right into something like this, then that's fine too. Don't push anything. Don't ignore if your body is saying you need more warm up. Just listen to that, and then you can always come back to this, okay? All right, and then you're gonna pause the rocking motion and lift your shins and try to make a 90-degree angle here. So you want your knees over your hips and then your heels in line with the knees. And you can flex or point your feet. Try not to just have them dangling. Try to have something purposeful there, something that has intention. And then you're gonna lower, let's just do the right foot towards the earth, keeping the 90-degree angle and then bringing it up. So it's not bringing the heel close into your butt. It's just trying to set the foot down and bring it up. Hopefully that's what I'm demonstrating. We're just doing the right leg. So right leg comes down and lifts, lowers and lifts. And you can have your hands right here by your sides. You can have them out like wings. You could have them under your hips. Keep the breath steady. And I'm not even counting. I'm just kind of going until I feel kind of tired. So you can go until you feel tired and then switch legs. You could go, if I switch before you're tired, you could go longer. Okay, and just notice how you kind of have to hold on with your belly to control this leg. Again, we said the core helps us integrate our limbs to our torso. So you're probably feeling that experience here. Try keeping your face soft. All right, and then let's switch legs. So left leg's gonna lower and come up. Lower and lift. And it's probably when the leg lowers, when that lever kind of goes down, that you're going to notice when you really have to hold on with the low belly. And also if you press with your hands more wherever they are, that's going to help turn your core muscles on as well. And having those muscles turned on is what's going to facilitate this action in a safe and controlled way. Notice my back isn't popping up every time my leg lowers, so if that's happening to you, again, just turn these core muscles on, and or maybe don't lower the leg all the way to the ground. Yeah, so you might have to start where the leg is just hovering, only going maybe halfway or 3/4 of the way down. And again, I'm not counting, so I'm just kind of going by feel. So hopefully maybe we'll get roughly the same amount of time on each side. We'll do a few more over here. All right, and then take both feet down to the earth. And this time I do want you to bring them closer in towards your bottom. So this hip flexor area might be talking to you right now. So we're just gonna press into the hips, go into a bridge pose. So press into the hips, or press into the feet, let the hips rise and lengthen all that out. Keep your head neutral, keep the breath steady. And then we're going to make circles with the hips up here. So the hips are high, slide them over to the right, slide them down the right side, and then right before your hips land, so you're an inch or so above the ground, pause, and then take the hips over to the left. And then pull the hips up the left side, across the top, and to the right. So do that again, a big circle, lower down the right side, hover, slide across to the left, and lift. Across the top, down the right side, over to the left, and up. And then when you get to center, we'll switch, slide to the left, slide down the left side, hover, slide across to the right, and then lift up across, or lift up on the right side, across the top, lower on the left, across the bottom, lift, again, slide down, across, up, and then center. Pause right here, maybe lift a little higher. And then slowly bring the hips to the earth. Pause once they touch. And then go ahead, bring your knees in towards your chest, rock again side to side. And then pause the rocking motion. You're going to bring your nose towards your knees and squeeze into a little tuck. So I really like doing this because you get to see how much you're using your arms here and how much you're using your core. So try to draw your nose as close as you can toward your knees. And then kind of look at your knees. Like you can tell how close you are here versus, you know, if your head goes back, then you can tell you're further away. Okay, so you have a rough idea how close you are. I want you to keep squeezing like this. Try not to let your nose and your knees move far away from each other, but release the hands. So now you probably are using more core than arms. And then bring it back, take an inhale. Exhale, release again. Try not to let the distance grow. Bring the hands back. Deep breath in. Exhale, release. Good, bring it back, and this time lower your head down. Okay, and then you can kind of move your knees a little further away and then rock a little bit. So we'll do another round of that. I'll give you an option to send one leg straight out if you want to. You can do the same variation with both knees tucked in. So again, it's just an option if you want one leg to extend out or not. Okay. Start to draw the knees in close. Pull your nose toward your knees. Try to get as close as you can. Take a deep breath in here. Exhale, release. Try not to let the distance grow. If you want, extend your right leg out. Make sure you keep breathing even on the holds. And then bring the right knee in. Bring your hands back. Take a deep breath in. As you exhale, release the hands. Try not to let the distance grow. If you want, left leg goes out. Do your best. If the left leg extended, bring it back. Everyone hands to knees. Take an inhale. Exhale, lower the head down. Good, and then push the knees a little further away and just gentle rocks here. Okay, and then we'll do one more variation if you want it. You could always do the same thing, both knees stay in. Second option, you could just do the one leg extended this round. If you want, you can extend both legs out, okay? So most important, just breathe and do your best. Here we go, hug the knees in close. Draw your nose toward your knees. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, release the hands. If you want, right leg extends. If you want, left leg extends. Pause and breathe. Bring the left knee back, followed by the right. Hug the knees with the hands. And then second side, left leg, release the arms. Left leg out. Maybe at the right. Right leg comes back, followed by left. Both hands, and lower. Good job, you guys. Send the knees a little further away, gentle rocking motion here. And then with your hands on your knees, elbows straight, we're going to guide the knees wide, bring them in, and then push them away. So just circling out the hips here. And then go the other direction. Okay, one more thing on our backs. So pause when the arms are straight and your knees are high. Take the arms wide like wings. So you want them about shoulder height. So if they're in line with your eyeballs, take them lower and push down. Again, we're pushing down, so we turn on these muscles here. Inner thighs are squeezing, so pretend you have a mermaid or merman tail, but 1 unit versus 2 units here. So squeeze them together. Maybe imagine you have Velcro and you're Velcroing the legs together. I'm going to keep the knees in line with the hips, so I don't want the knees to push further away. I want the knees in line with the hips, but we're going to take the knees over to the right. My left hip is going to lift up, As I come over, I'm trying to keep my left shoulder grounded. So if you come all the way over and your left shoulder lifts off, just don't take the knees down as much, okay? You've got one unit, you're gonna bring that unit back up, and then you're gonna send the knees in line with the hips, but over to the left. Right hip's lifting, right shoulder is anchored, everything, knees, thighs, touching, and then I bring it back. Okay, so we'll do that again, knees to the right, and up. If anything, you could bring your knees closer in towards you, but again, try not to let the legs fall away from you. That'll put some strain on your back. Bring it back. One more time like this, knees to the right. Bring it back and to the left. So you can keep doing that if you wanted to. You know your hamstrings and you can straighten legs. Then you can do a straight leg. So legs will come over to the side. You could even aim your feet towards your hands and then lift it up. Same thing, one unit. And then feet or knees over to the left, right shoulder anchored, maybe feet touch toes. Or feet touch hands, fingers. Okay, we'll go again to the right. Bring it together, up to the top. And over to the left. Try to err on the side of moving more slowly versus more quickly, so you're not using momentum to come up or to go down. Let's go again. Knees or feet to the right. Bring it up. And switch. All right, once you're back in center, bend your knees. And hug the knees into your chest. Okay, we're gonna start to rock and roll. You might grab underneath the shins rather than on the tops. And we'll come forward and back. Keep your chin in so your spine stays rounded, so you can really roll here. And then we're gonna come up to a chair pose on this next one. So when you come forward, push your feet down, come to chair. We'll go back down and roll. And chair pose again. Back down and roll. Chair pose. Again. 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 This time pause in chair. Shift your weight to your left foot. Take your right foot to the back. Deep breath in. Exhale. Bring your right hand to the earth. You're going to go to the left. Bring the heel of your back foot down. Turn your left toes to the side. Turn the modified side plank. You could stay right here or take the left foot off. Okay, if you took the left foot off the ground, you got to bring it back. So you got to hug it way and close towards the top of your mat. And then you'll turn back, all 10 toes face forward, and lift it up. Chair pose, right foot comes forward. Back to our little rock and roll. Come back up, chair pose. Weight to right, left foot lifts, send it back. Left hand down, and we twist. Stay here, or right leg floats. Integrate in center, and bring that foot to the top. Turn back to the front, lift it up. Send it forward, back to chair. Take it back, rock and roll. Chair pose. Weight to left, right leg lifts. Send it back, crescent lunge. Right hand down, side plank, and maybe float. Good, bring the foot back. Turn the toes forward, lift back up. And chair. And rock and roll. Let's do that again. Chair pose. Left foot will go back. Left hand will come down. And maybe float right leg up. If it lifted, bring it back. Turn to face front, lift it back up. Left foot comes forward. Rock and roll. One more round each side. Oh. Weight to left, right leg lifts. Send it back. Stay integrated the whole time. If you let it go, you got to re-find it, and that's harder. Maybe float. Bring it back. Face front. Step it through. Rock and roll. Last one. Left leg lifts. Send it back. Left hand down. Turn. Maybe float. Bring it back. Turn forward. Lift it up. And chair. Good, this time we're not going to rock and roll. Push into your feet. Bring your hands to your bottom. Squeeze the elbows behind you. We're going to lengthen out all this stuff in the rectus abdominis area, the hip flexor area. So just start to lean back. Keep your tailbone lengthening down. That's why your hands are here. And then bring your spine upright. We're going to forward fold. But as you fold, you're going to reach your hands to whatever's behind you so that your arms are parallel to the ground. So you're pulling in close, not from the strength of your hands, but from the strength of your core. Inhale, lift back up. Maybe a little back bend here. Maybe take your hands back to your bottom. Bring it upright. Fold and reach back. Bring it back up. Strong legs, inner thighs are squeezing. And reach back. You can always bend your knees on the way up to protect your back if you need to. Good, we'll do 2 more of these. Reach back. Hug, 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 inner thighs in. Think of the lift as a core exercise. And fold. Good, reach it back up. And then bring it to center. We're gonna lift the right leg and then we're gonna twist. Good, so pause right here. Normally on these standing twists, we use our arm or our hand for leverage. Here, I'm just asking you again, not to use your hands, whoa, but the control of using your core muscles. In this case, the obliques. Good, set that foot down, we'll switch sides. Left knee lifts, twist to the left. Good, bring that down and twist. It's kind of like, you know those like bicycle things that you do laying on your back and you lift like a sit-up and twist to the side. It's kind of like that, but we get the added bonus of having to balance when we do it this way. Balancing just integrates everything in your center as core work, really. You can think of transverse abdominis as the deep, deep core muscle that helps us balance. It's kind of like the girdle around our waist, woo, that draws everything in. Good, we'll go one more time each side. So right leg lifts, turn to the right. Remember to keep breathing. Bring that down and turn to the left. Good, bring that down, pause right here. Again, maybe hands to your bottom, maybe hands overhead. We'll just take a little back bend here to lengthen all of this out. And then bring the spine up, fold forward, Uttanasana. This time you can just let it feel softer. You can bring your hands to your feet, to the ground, to your elbows, and hang. So from here, soft bend in the knees, plant your hands down. We're gonna go to a downward facing dog, tailbone to the sky. Inhale, shift forward into plank pose, drive down through the feet. Exhale, send the hips back up. Inhale, forward for plank. Exhale, hips high. Again, inhale, forward. And exhale, back. This time I want you to walk your hands back to where your feet are. And take your hands, rather than right next to your feet, take them about, I don't know, 4 or 5 inches. Okay? We're going to do these little, I don't know, floating steps. They may not look like floating, but we're going to see what happens. So you're going to push down through your hands and roll onto your feet. If you need to have your knees bent here, that's fine, but try not to jump. You're trying not to jump, you're trying to float or lift by pushing down a lot with your hands. And again, it may not look like floating, but do your best. The intention goes a long way. So push your hands down, shift your weight forward. So your shoulders are going to kind of go beyond your fingertips. Lift high onto the feet and just float them to your hands. And you're going to step the hands forward again, lift, and set down. And you're just going to kind of inchworm your way like this to the top of your mat. Some of you, I can't, but some of you might be able to hold your toes at your wrists, at your wrist creases before the heels land. So you can play with that little float as much as you can. I'm trying to really lift, right, from the pelvic floor, from the belly. Bandhas, right, Mula Bandha at the pelvic floor, Uddiyana Bandha at the belly. Okay, take another deep breath in here. Exhale, we'll step it back to downward facing dog again. Inhale, shift forward for plank. Exhale, pike it back. Inhale, forward. Exhale, back. Inhale, forward. And back. Walk your hands back to your feet. We're going to go again, little inchworm from the back of the mat to the top. Do your best. That's all we can ask. Lift up, 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 up. Try to think about your hips going really high. Good. Inhale here, maybe lengthen out. Exhale, we'll fold and back to downward dog. Inhale, plank. Exhale, pike. Inhale, forward. Exhale back. Inhale. Exhale. Walk the hands back. This will be our last round. Here we go. Hands a couple inches in front of the feet. Press them down. Try to push through the earth like you're pushing your hands all the way to the other side of the planet. And once you're back at the top, take a deep breath in. Exhale, fold. And bring your bottom all the way down. I'm going to turn to face you and find a comfortable seat. So if that means propping yourself up on something, then do that. So I want us to do kapalabhati pranayama. So it's a breath exercise where you kind of pump the belly. Breath of fire, maybe you've heard of that. Same kind of thing. So it's a forceful exhale. The inhale just kind of happens naturally. I'm going to show you a couple rounds and then we'll do 3 rounds together. The thing to remember is that you want the action just to be coming from your belly. You don't want your shoulders or whole upper body to be involved. You just want the belly to be what's moving here. So I'm going to pull this up so you can see. Okay, so it'll look like this. You'll take an inhale. So when we inhale, the belly moves forward. And then when we exhale, the belly moves back. So we're just going to emphasize that with short, rapid breathing. You'll take a little inhale, and then you'll start to pull back as you exhale. Exhale. So you can see every time I exhale, I'm deliberately pulling my abdominal muscles back, back, back. And so that's emphasizing the exhale, exhale, exhale. And you don't really have to think about the inhale. The inhale happens, but just kind of automatically. Okay, so let's try. We'll do 3 rounds of 30 together. You can always go slower than me. You can always go faster than me if you know this practice. If it's your first time, definitely err on the side of going more slowly. If you feel lightheaded, please stop. If you're pregnant, you don't want to do this exercise. If you have a history of fainting or dizziness or vertigo, skip it as well. You just sit and we'll pick back up with you. Okay, if you are doing this, take a deep breath in. Full exhale out. You'll take a little half inhale and then you'll start to pump. Take a deep breath in. That was 30. Slow exhale out. Keep breathing slowly like this. Again, if you feel dizzy or lightheaded, or that didn't agree with you in any way, then skip the next 2 rounds. Otherwise, we'll do 2 more rounds of 30. Take a deep, slow breath in. Full exhale out. Take a half inhale and then start. Slow breath in. Slow breath out. A few more slow breaths like this. And then if you're going one more round, deep breath in. Exhale out. Half inhale, and then you'll start. And then slow breathing. And then slowly allow your eyes to gently open. And go ahead, lay onto your back. Let your knees gently fall side to side here. And then take your legs long out to the front, palms face up by your sides. You'll be in Shavasana. I want you to stay here for as long as you can, at least 3 to 5 minutes. Really allowing yourself in this final posture to feel integrated. And again, not just physically integrated at your core, but integrated to your highest self, integrated to what you hold near and dear to your heart, what's important to you, so that when you get up from this practice and go about your day, it all feels really integrated. It all feels connected. It all feels purposeful. It all feels like it makes sense and can move easily together. Like you can move easily together in your world, in your environment. So again, that's the important work in my head of working with our core muscles, not so much for the physical aspect, but for, you know, the bigger picture, the bigger metaphor there. Thank you so much for practicing with me today. Aloha and namaste.